Isn't this a ridiculous situation that we don't know until Tuesday whether Essendon's got a fair income team or not?
Well, if there was ever any doubt, I think it shows the independence of the tribunal. It's a challenging date. It's been a challenging process. It's been a challenging issue. So we will have an answer Tuesday afternoon. We don't know what it'll be. There's a few different scenarios, obviously.
Well, what are the scenarios? What are the possibilities? What are the options?
Well, broadly, it's players are acquitted. Some players are acquitted, some not, or players are found guilty. So,
and what are the potential penalties if they're found guilty?
Well, then it goes to sanction, and it's again, the code is complicated with that with how that works. It's it's a thing that talks to months, not games. There's backdating provisions, as we saw in the NRL. There's a whole series of mitigations given on cooperation and circumstances. So that's not a decision for us. Again, that's a decision at the tribunal, and it'll be complicated. And again, it'll be a frustrating process if that's what the decision is.
There's already talk of Essendon, of the players appealing if it goes the wrong way. What's the process for that?
Well, there's both sides, depending on the outcome, have the right to appeal.
And where do they appeal?
In the first instance, to the appeals board, and they actually could. There's another appeal mechanism beyond that, but we just
which goes where? What's the other one?
There's a sort of more broader international court of arbitration for sport. So all I would say, Neil, is that everyone wants an end to this. I think it's gone far too long, and we just need a resolution.
Do you have any contingency if everybody's rubbed out? I mean, Essendon's due to play Saturday week against Sydney. Will they have a team?
Yeah, there are plans and preparations for that. There's a list of players which we've seen called into action during the NAB Cup or the NAB Challenge, and they're as prepared as they can be, but obviously hoping very clearly and distinctly that they're not required.
It's a ridiculous situation, isn't it, for everybody?
It's very challenging. Yeah,
challenging.
Well, it's been a very tough process. And I really, I've said this, I really feel for the players, and our priority here is their health and well-being, because whatever the tribunal finds, I haven't seen one bit of evidence says that in any way, whatever was injected into those players, that they had any knowledge that it may have been anything other than legal and appropriate. So,
but that's not a defence, is it?
It's not a defence under the code. But
you believe the players were ignorant? Yes,
I certainly do. Yeah. And Neil, I've read all the majority of the evidence and certainly the closing submissions, and ASADA have never alleged that the players actually had any knowing part in whatever happened.
Does that mean they should get off?
I'm not going to get into all of that. We need resolution, and our priority is the players, and then ultimately, hopefully, getting Essendon Football Club back strong and proud where it needs to be.